exhibit from my little journal, and today I'm excited to be sharing with you a flip through of my finished 2023 October daily. So I was able to finish the last few prompts with my Peaches, which is my YouTube membership here on YouTube. And we put the whole notebook together. So I added the spirals and everything. So that was a lot of fun. And I thought it would be fun to share a flip through here on my YouTube channel. So let's take a look. And by the way, if you missed any of my videos, I do have a playlist. Just look for my 2023 October daily. So I put my notebook together basically from scratch. I did use my own templates, which I do offer in my Etsy shop as well. I love how these spreads turned out, and I really enjoyed keeping it simple, but also using my stash. So I believe my first prompt was fall. And so I just added 3 photos of pumpkins. These are just pictures that I took throughout, the season. And I used some of my American Crafts digitals. I printed them on sticker paper and used those throughout this notebook as well. My next prompt was what I'm drinking at the moment or what I'm enjoying drinking. And so I have this beautiful cup. I believe I got it from Target, and I had to capture my coffee and my drink and just used my templates to add some stickers and die cuts and things like that. You'll notice throughout my little notebook that I used a lot of my own stash. Some new, some old, but I was able to use a lot of it, which made me really, really happy. I even covered some of my templates with some paper as well because I wanted to use my stash. This paper is from the Paper Person shop, I believe their latest kit. And I used some of my older tags, or these were cards and I trimmed them down, I guess. And then just added a little pocket and made a little interactive element, documenting where I stand. So that's prompt number 3. Prompt number 4 was, I believe, decoration, Halloween decoration or spooky decoration. I did add my prompt list in the back, by the way, so I might go back and forth. You'll notice that in a little bit. But anyways, I just went ahead and used some pattern paper, trimmed out some cards as well, and just layered my stickers and my die cuts. That was fun. Again, using my templates. This was documenting a day at the Arab Fest. Well, that was actually the whole weekend, and that was very enjoyable. We do this every year. And so my sister and I run my brother's booth for them. That was a lot of fun. Created a fold out, which is also a great way to use some of my paper. Prompt number 6 is what I'm listening to at the moment. And obviously, Florence always makes it to my list anytime throughout the year what I'm listening to. I love Florence and the Machine and Nirvana, Metallica, and I use this really beautiful stamp set from Future Craft. So this one I kept pretty simple. Didn't use any paper here, just a die cut and stamp my title and number. This I shared in a reel on Instagram, and I wanted to document what I'm reading at the moment. I read some really spooky books and a lot of thrillers. This was fun to put together. Some of them I wasn't able to get to, but those were the books on my TBR basically. And I added one of those little tags. This was from last year's Studio Calico Halloween kit. And that was fun to just stamp the number behind it. This year's kit from Studio Calico had this adorable eye, and it was in a box, but I just punched it out and used it on my spread. Next up is, I believe, Haunted Home. And this one was fun to document my home. And I used that paper from Studio Calico. It was all 6x8. But I wanted to use it so badly, so I just trimmed it down or cut it in half and create a fold out. I've been asked why I cut it in half instead of just folding it and adding it. The paper is pretty thick. You can see it's like cardstock. So just folding it, it would have just kept sticking out and it would have really bothered me. So usually I cut my paper in half and then fold it, basically. I like it that way, especially now that I'm using my matte sticker paper. That really helps to keep it thin in between the folds, if that makes sense. And I did use little Velcros as well to keep that shut. I trimmed out some pattern paper. There's little homes on that pattern paper, and I used that to decorate my fold out. So this one's all about being crafty and spooky, and I had a big mess. Yes, the picture looks cute, but behind my mug, you should have seen my craft room. So I didn't have any like spooky crafty paper, so I decided to just go ahead and stamp out my own large title. And I just stamped out messy, spooky, scary, spectacular, witchy crafts, and that was fun to do. And I love this spider. I think I've mentioned it in my previous October daily videos, but that spider is adorable, and I used it plenty throughout my notebook. Prompt number 10 is monster, and I had to document my little monster, my niece. She's adorable. Had fun with this one. I did shrink down multiple photos so I can add them in these stripes, and it worked out perfectly. Then we have spooky movies. I just documented movies I got to watch with my kids. Well, I watched Edward Scissorhands with my daughter, and then my son and I watched Sleepy Hollow, and then I just watched Interview with a Vampire. I watched that a long time ago, so it was fun to rewatch it. I did want to mention it's a little bit hard to flip with some of these pages because I doubled my paper. I've learned my lesson. Next time, I will not double pages because it gets pretty hard to flip with these spirals. But maybe I also have to go bigger with the spirals. I'm not even sure. Prompt number 12 is just documenting AM, PM. And I thought it would be fun to kind of document the weather. So in the mornings, it was 56-ish. And then in the evenings, it was in the 70s. So basically, it was getting warmer throughout the day. And I just used some pattern paper to add some cuteness on the opposite side. Prompt number 13 is kind of like an out and about. This one was fun. So today's booze was just an outing with my sister, and I used my template and added photos, my number, my journaling. And to break these two pages apart, also I wanted some space to add some journaling and a title for this page, or prompt number 14. So I added a 3x8, and that was fun. I just stamped the number in my moon and stamped peaches because I was documenting the Peaches Craft All Day party. This was so much fun. I have this every year for my peaches. We dress up, we craft all day, and as you can see, I stamped out the times for our screenshots. And basically when I say all day, it is all day. Added my journaling, loved using the little Halloween characters. That was fun, kind of represents the peaches. Prompt number 15 is all about Stitch, and this one I believe was mugshots, so I had to use pictures of Stitch and I love taking pictures with him. Nothing there to journal because I just didn't have anything to say, and that's okay. So some of these pages you'll notice have journaling and some do not. And again, I did the same thing. First, I wanted to use my paper. And second, I wanted to break these two pages apart, or these two prompts apart. So I used a 4x8 and I backed it up with a photo of myself in my costume. I was in the 80s wearing my tracksuit, going to the gym, and it was so much fun. And the funny part is, I sent this picture to my daughter and she said, it actually looks really cool, because I was joking that I'm going to the gym dressed like this. And she was like, oh, I actually like it. Anyways, I used my template on the opposite side and then just used a 3x8 and some journaling. Prompt number 17 is sweater weather. And I just documented how Laith is always in a sweater and beanie, and it's 70 outside. He's so ready for fall, even when it's in the 70s, but it was cute. I used one of my sweater stamps from Studio Calico. Then for prompt number 18 is all about comfort food. So I just used some of the pictures that I had on my phone, what we ate that month, or, those few days that passed in October, and added some really cute little stickers in between. This one was fun to make. So prompt number 19 was candy. And so I thought it would be fun to create a little layout of myself and thinking of all of my favorite candies in Canva. And it worked out so well. I love how it turned out. I just used one of my photos, dressed in my costume, added some of my favorite candies, and then used this paper from an old Studio Calico Halloween kit to add all the candies in there. Prompt number 20, I was documenting being ghosted by my kids. I think the prompt was ghosted. And so I just printed a few texts from my kids or me trying to contact my kids who ghosted me. And that was fun. I just created a little pocket for my screenshots. And then for prompt number 21, I guess prompt number 21 was mugshots. Oh, you know what? Stitch's photos here, I thought they were mugshots, but no, this was prompt your pet or your favorite person or something like that. So that's what I used that prompt for. But prompt number 21 was mugshots. And I just filled my template with photos of the weekend where we got to spend with Sabine at Georgia Tech. I noticed later that I didn't journal, which is a bummer, but you guys know me. I always document the same occasions in different projects. And so at some point, these photos will be documented again with journaling. And I love this pumpkin acrylic piece. I got this from Pugmeadow Crafts, and I even got the Halloween one. She sent me a bunch of really pretty ones. She sent me this one, which is Create Joy. Love her little shop, and I will link her in the description box for you. But I wasn't able to use my Halloween acrylic, which is kind of sad. Maybe I'll put it in the back cover. I'm not sure yet, but I wasn't able to use that Halloween, or I'll just leave it for next year. Prompt number 22 is Witching Sense. I do this every year in my October daily. So it's basically almost every Halloween I was a witch, but I just thought it was cute. It's a fun way to use my stamps and create a fun layout in my October daily. So what I basically do is just stamp out witches or use witch stickers and add the date since I've been a witch till like this year, basically. October daily for me is to have fun, be creative, document October, and use all my beautiful Halloween stamps and stickers and paper. So when I create something like this, literally just for fun, there is no meaning behind it. Someone asked me what the dates or the years are for. Basically, that's all it is, which me being a witch since 2000. So it's just for fun. Anyways, moving on. Prompt number 23 is toys that made it to the graveyard, and a lot of Stitch's toys make it to the graveyard. And I have loads of photos of Stitch tearing apart his toys and all that good stuff. So I just added some of his photos in my template and stamped out RIP and added my journaling to my layout. So I think at this point, all of these I did with my members only. So I have a very long video for my members, and they got to see me put these spreads together. But for prompt number 24, it was, I think, in my cart. This wasn't in my cart. My wonderful friend Elizabeth sent me a very beautiful package of candy. And so I decided I'm going to change up my prompt and document that. I love the packaging, so I took a photo of the packaging. I stamped Treat Yourself. I'm using one of my templates, added my number, my journaling, and some cute candy. Prompt number 25 is Home Alone. I did not have a photo for this, so I just used my stash. Love how this turned out. And I actually, if you're one of my members, you know I had a boo-boo where I forgot to document day 24. I had a mix-up, so I had to add another page here. So this was supposed to be Home Alone. So it's just the vellum piece with the ghost in the window. I think he's so cute. And I thought it was just perfect for my prompt, Home Alone. But because I had that mix up, I had to add an extra page, and I found this calendar chipboard, and it fit perfectly. And I love how day 25 turned out. I think this might be one of my favorite pages in my October daily this year. Prompt number 26 is 13 things. And I had this calendar from the Paper Person shop. I knew if I didn't use it now, I will never use it. So what I decided to do is just use the little circles to journal in my 13 things. Added some puffy stickers as well. Added this large sticker, which I always struggle using large stickers. And I think it worked out pretty well, and backed up my vellum piece because I wanted to cover this up with a card and my number. Prompt number 27 is Sabine's birthday. Sabine always makes it in my October daily because her birthday falls in October. And I just had fun with this. I just literally stamped a bunch of words that reminds me of Sabine. So love, kindness, smart, funny. And I've used some of my stickers as well to fill in the blanks. I had fun with it. I love how the colors turned out. Added a little witch's hat, Sabine, and love how that one came out. So prompt number 28, I keep forgetting to add my journaling here, but I will add journaling there. Prompt number 28 was dead leaves. So I had this photo, and at the last minute, I decided I will use this large 6x8 paper, but I didn't want to do a fold out. I wanted it to go across my 2 pages. So I trimmed it down, added some black pattern paper, and then added my photo and cut out these beautiful leaves. I think it turned out great. I even added some bats to my paper. I was going to use one of my templates, and then it ended up being this, and I love it because that's my favorite type of crafting, is like when you start thinking that you're going to do something, but then it turns out to be even better. That's the best feeling. Prompt 29 is, it wasn't one of the prompts in my prompt list. I just decided to document this photo. It's very old. I can't remember. Maybe Laith was a freshman in high school, if I'm not mistaken, and Sabine was a middle schooler. But it was fun to document in my 2023 October Daily because it's one of my favorite photos of the kids and I from one of the Halloweens. Again, I don't remember what year. I should look what year it was and add it here somewhere. But I just wanted to keep this page simple. I'm not gonna lie, I was getting very burnt out, and I'm so over the October daily that I just wanted to finish. So the next few pages turn out to be very simple because I just wanted to be done. So I backed up the opposite side with some pattern paper, a little sticker, and stamped 29. 30 is all about basically candy, but I think I went with the prompt orange, and so we had put our candy out because the kids freak out Stitch. I think it's the costumes, not the kids. And so we decided to put our candy out, but it still freaked out Stitch because he lost his mind anytime someone just walked towards the house. I trimmed out a 4x4 card that had a speech bubble and used that speech bubble to add my journaling. Added a little piece of vellum to break up the last 2 days, and backed up the piece of vellum with my number. Added a sticker that says eat candy. And for day 31, I'm documenting my niece. She had asked me if I would make a bucket that looks like Cousin It. So I went for it, and it turned out so cute. I love how it turned out. So I had to document her because she was the cutest Wednesday. So, so good. And I just used a large 4x8 photo for that, and backed up my last prompt with my prompt list and called my October daily done. I love how all of the pages turned out. It's the first time I put a notebook like this together by myself, from scratch, and I really enjoyed it. I loved having the templates. They really helped keep things simple. Look how chunky it is. It's beautiful. I could have probably added more to my notebook. I would have had gone bigger with the spirals, but it still worked out. I love that I was able to use my stash, and I really, really used a lot this time around as well. I usually do. But I feel like this year I did better. I think it was because I knew I could add as much as I wanted to my pages because I was making my own notebook, so it didn't really matter. I think if it was just like a bound notebook or something, I would have been, scared to use chipboard and add paper and all that good stuff. but because I made my own notebook, I was able to use a lot of my stash. But anyways, you guys, I'm going to go ahead and wrap this up. I will be adding all the links for everything I shared and mentioned down in the description box for you. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up. And if you are new to my channel, please consider subscribing, and I hope to see you guys very soon. Bye.